More ghosts. Ghostly boy this time around. Let me take this loot first. Darmi-san.
Mami? Mami Namara-san.
Whoever attacked here before, but clearly there were elves living here who were attacked by something or another and killed, and then as a result, some of them are ghosts here. But Mame does sound like it would be looking for a mother. Can you hear me? What are you doing here?
Mami! Mami! Mami!
Shut up. Yeah, that sounds wrong. Well, whoever you are looking for isn't here anymore. Which is of course true. Clearly not. Alistair, I think it's a better choice for you to actually go that way. Considering, looks like actually there is also a lot of enemies there. So, I don't know which way is the better direction. I guess Okren survives a little bit better if I take you into that way. We could do quickly a Chain Lightning if I happen to be able to do such a thing. Maybe into this area. But I don't think that will be working well enough. Would take a little bit too long. Try to do it there, I guess. At least Chain Lightning can do a decent amount of damage. And not that one. I tried to do this. Alistair can take it. A little bit of that lightning damage. You can kill it. And even a little bit more lightning. So lots of lightning. Yeah, a little bit of healing for Alistair was a good thing. He did take the brunt of the attack. After all. Okay, just a lot of devouring skeletons. Easily down though, overall. I think the sites are indeed not something that would be taking us very far, so better go and visit in these locations first before we head forward.
Yes.
A tablet. This earthen tablet is covered in pistocrafts and then a fancy scroll. Fancy gold handles. Okay. A carved table elven tablet. Elven ritual. I don't remember anything about this. Well, I have to have a look what this was about. I guess I remember something, but a carved elven tablet. 4 panels reproduced here appears to be part of a much larger mural. The topmost panel shows a jug overflowing with water, standing on an altar. Altar even. Jug overflowing with water, okay? 3 elves in robes are positioned around the altar, while a crowd of elves in warlike regalia stands just slightly apart from them. Just below is a depiction of all the elves, those in robes and those in armor, prostrating themselves before the altar with worshipful expressions. Third from the top is a carving which shows one of the 3 robed figures, a woman with an elaborate tattoo on her face, drinking from the jug on the altar while the other elves watch. The bottom image shows the tattooed woman standing waist deep in a pool of water. She holds a jug in water spilling out of his mouth. The armored elves bow before her. Description describing a strange tablet. Kalen's documents, page 3 out of 3. I have to look into that at some point, I guess. Yeah, a lot of Kalen's documents, but I guess those are even logical to read a little bit later, rather than right now. But yeah, complete the ancient ritual. I remember something like how that area looks now that I saw that, but originally I was completely at a loss that what is this? I don't remember anything about any ritual. But it's not like you can remember everything. Okay, that's cool. So, but it is a nice sunlight coming from those windows. Not a door. I was thinking that we're gonna be in battle soon, and then I even noticed those guys over there. Let's just go into stealth. Let's go this... Do I go this way? Should I go the other way? This way seems like this would be the forward region though, so maybe I should actually visit down this door first. And then go that way. This might be the... I don't know. Is this the region where we should be doing the... Yeah, the ritual, the elven ritual. Seems like it, considering there's an altar and a pool of water and everything like that. Yep. And then this door would be opening up if we manage to do this ritual correctly. Okay, let's have a peek. So what happened first? If only I would remember exactly. Journal Codex. Jug overflowing with water, standing on an altar. Do we have a jug? I guess is the question. The water in the pool appears cool and clean. It is refreshed from some internal source, perhaps magically. Submerged in the water is what appears to be a small earthen jug. Take the earthen jug. You take the jug out of the pool. It is made of clay and appears to be none the worse for its long submersion. Fill the earthen jug with water. You dip the jug into the water until it fills up completely. Then leave the pool. And we have that. That was supposed to be in an altar, so let's put it into here. The altar is plain and covered in thin layer of dust. Numerous carvings cover its surface, but most are eroded beyond legibility. Let's examine the carvings first, though. Most of the carvings are faded. What little you can make out involves scene where the honored dead is laid to rest inside the grand chamber. There seems to be some kind of process involving the altar before the body can be laid to rest, but most of those runes are illegible. Place the filled earthen jug on top of the altar, first and foremost. Then let's check what exactly we need to do. We needed to pray, of course, soon at least, but there's at least a jug. That was definitely something we were supposed to do first and foremost. So that's likely basically the first one, while a crowd of elves is warlike stand just slightly apart around the altar. Just below is a description of all the elves, those in robes and those in armor, posturing themselves before the altar with worshipful expressions. Dirt from the top is carving, which shows one of the three robed figures, a woman with an elaborate tattoo on her face drinking from the jug on the altar, while the other elves watch. So then drink from the jug. Standing waist deep in a pool of water, she holds the jug with water spilling out of its mouth. So then take it with you. Pool of water, she holds the jug with water spilling out of its mouth. So, kneel before the altar and pray. You kneel before the altar and pray, touching your forehead to the ground as depicted on the tablet. You feel a sense of brightness and approval around you. Then, examine the earthen jug on the altar. The earthen jug sits on the altar and currently filled with water. Take a single sip from the water in the jug, I think. You carefully take a sip of the water in the jug and replace it on the altar. And then take it with us. Take the earthen jug. Nothing is on the altar now. And let's see. Let's just have a peek that I'm doing things right. Which shows one of the three. drinking from the jug on the altar while others... it's the thing, drinking from the jug, but how much are you supposed to drink? Then standing in the... Can I go and stand in this exactly? I don't know. Well, let's try this. Slowly you spill the water out of the jug back into the pool. As soon as the jug is empty, it suddenly shatters, the pieces falling into the pool. And it opened, so it did do it correctly. Yay! I did it. The steps depicted on the earthen tablet for the Elven ritual appear to have been completed. The last picture perhaps shows an elaborate door either opening or closing. Perhaps the ritual has changed something nearby. According to the tablet on the doorway leads to the honored dead. Well, yeah, the door definitely opened, that's for sure. Looks cool in here. There does seem to be a ghostly woman over there. And then I just loot things. Seems like a very good way to honor the fallen elves, long gone elves. That scared me, even though it shouldn't have. It still did.
Another one.
At least it's just a couple of few little skeleton archers, so it's not like it's a big deal by any means, but still, just somehow the voice of them suddenly appearing and starting to attack and all that, or making those lovely noises that they do, just a little bit surprised. Well, it shouldn't be even a surprise, but just did a little bit.
Veran Salanon, Iranala Foros.
Hmm.
Nay, Garan Sudale, Garan!
You need help? Are you lost here, spirit?
Iramelashal, Iramelashal!
If only I could understand what you were saying. I would have loved to have been able to help, but I really couldn't at that moment. Holy smite this. I think that is what we should be doing. You could do at least maybe the misdirection hex on this on the other hand.
Finish.
Stunned. Don't think that that guy should be in the best situation either, to be honest, but...
Right.
Greater Shade. It's a good thing that you're running this way at least.
Just die or...
Tried to run even more, but clearly couldn't. You should taunt at least. That's not what I tried to do. I asked you to taunt. And you, on the other hand, could try to do something against this guy. Yeah, that's not the one that I would like anyways. I guess we could do something like, not that one. So that I'm clicking the wrong things. Sure. Will you taunt, please? Be much appreciated if you could taunt. Trying to move with Morrigan, but just can't. Just can't do it. At least not right now. Do the Might Blast. So we can stun that, and possibly it can't be doing whatever it wanted to be doing in there, because that would be nice. At least one shade is down. We're gonna try to take care of this other shade first then, and then there's Alistair. Alistair is in this situation actually. Yeah, I should do this one. I guess I managed to do it, but yeah, everyone else got blasted, but hey, that's okay. At the end of the day, at least if Morrigan can survive, it's okay, but we'll see if Morrigan can survive considering the situation. Well, definitely was close. Definitely was closer than I would have liked it to be. Well, I would love it if we could stop whatever it's trying to do, but I don't know if we can. Right now. At least Okrem was able to stop it. Which is very nice, very, very, very nice. You can slam it again. Actually, that's a cleanse or that's not the slam. It'd be nice if it would have been the slam, but it wasn't.
Get me out of this.
I'm not even sure what happened to Morrigan in that, because everyone was supposed to be pretty much dead, and then suddenly just Morrigan get me out of this and died. It was a little bit strange, but sure is. That's what happened. Elven Burial Chamber. Has the clam shield. And then a Jackanal's plate armor, so that's the last piece that we needed. So now we have it completely. Culture and history. Utenera. To the ancient elves who existed during the times of Arlatan, Utenera was an act of reverence. Elves did not age. They were not immortal, but they did not suffer from deterioration of mind or body. They suffered only from deterioration of the spirit. It did not happen often, but the oldest of the elves were said to reach a point where they became weary of life. Memories became too much to bear, and rather than fade into complacency, they voluntarily stood aside to let newer generations guide their people. Utenera means the long sleep, in which the elder would retire to a chamber that was one part bed and one part tomb. The great ceremony from all the extended family, the elder would succumb to a slumber from which they would not wake for centuries, and often never. In time, the body would deteriorate and the elder would die in truth. All the while, family would continue to visit the chamber to pay respect to one who made such a great sacrifice. With the arrival of humans and the quickening of the elven blood that ensued, the practice of Utenera began to fade. When Arlatan fell, it ceased forever. From what has passed by Hasandlir, Lord of the Halamsiral, to Seven Glory. Definitely understandable that it would not be really needed anymore if no one lived that long. But also I don't know if that's a nice situation. Like, on the other hand, yeah, they were like that at the time, sure, but I don't think that's like going just with the knowledge to forever asleep like that and actually just sleep. It's not like you're dead, you're just sleeping. And then eventually you die in your sleeps, I guess. I wonder, do they see dreams? Did they see dreams at the time? What sort of dreams would they have been seeing? Would that be better dreams than the life would have been? Or would those have been, what if you see nightmares? That wouldn't seem very nice at all. But many questions, I have no answers. At the very least. I have 0 answers to that question. Regardless, now we can actually go into this direction, and we completed the Juggernaut armor as well, which is cool.
Quiet now.
Coolio. Shamblings. Let's go. But yeah, sampling skeletons are really easy, of course. Like, there's a lot of difficult enemies here. There's been a lot of revenants protecting the armor pieces and all that. But then specifically the skeletons like these. Basically, we fought a lot of these sort of creatures already back in the day in like the Redcliffe Castle, was it like that? Nonetheless, one of the first locations where all even leaves and all that. So, in that sense, yeah. Nice amount of lightning damage all over the place. Do the taunt? Yes, you did do the taunt. So you shouldn't be at least leaving. These guys, on the other hand, are a little bit different question if they leave or not, but not too much we could be doing about it if they would or wouldn't. You could maybe heal Okran just a teeny tiny bit. Do the... you did the Mind Blast already. No point or no way to do it again. Okay, good. That guy's dead. That guy's almost dead. I was thinking that that guy should be almost at least dead. Well, here comes Okran, who still hasn't been able to kill it, which seems a bit silly.
Let's do this quickly, shall we? If you insist.
And they're dead. Again. Sure, some of them attacked afterwards and did surround our full group, but they still didn't do much against us, which really wasn't too unexpected, because yeah, it's difficult for them to do too much. Now this thing on the other hand, this thing is suspicious. Let's have a look into this first. This is an intent of the surface of this altar in which something seems to fit, might be placed. I hope it's not the ring that I gave away. That would suck. Well, let's interact with this. This elaborate artifact has a gem-like structure that contains what appears to be blood, fresh and liquid even after all this time. The gem is vibrating slightly. Show the artifact to other party members just for the fun of it so we can see what they say.
A device meant to hold a spirit, perhaps? Such would be my guess. Though, what might be left of any spirit within after such a long time trapped?
Is that blood in there? Whose, I wonder? You'd think it would be all dried up after so long. There must be magic involved.
Pretty. I bet you could get a silver or two for that shiny bit there.
Wow, what would you like to do? I would like to get the gem. Touch the gem. The gem is warm to the touch, and your mind immediately begins swimming with visions, images, and memories from a life not your own. Interesting. The presence in the gem is at first alarmed when it senses your touch. It recoils in fear, and the images that rush your mind are ones of imprisonment and loneliness. This isn't the same sort of pylantery as the other ones have been, considering this is actually someone that we can communicate with. Who are you? What are you? The presence thinks quickly, bewildered. Finally, it decides that you are indeed real and not a product of its fevered imagination. More images flash through your mind. Time and the presence has spent trapped within the life gem. Time where the presence has slept, gone mad, and then slept again. The presence has no name it can remember. You get the sense of an elf, a mage in glittering silver armor, but this was long ago, remembered as it through a fog, as though through a fog. What is this place? What happened here? The images that come are slow, as the presence must think back to a time it barely recalls at all. Yeah, I wonder how long time ago it has been. You can see a place of serenity, where the eldest came to slumber and are visited by those who offer tribute to the gods on their behalf. The presence's memories of what happened there are uncertain. There are flashes of violence, of war, but it is all too long ago. None of it is clear. Was this a war with the humans? The presence remembers the humans. This was the time even after the humans had come. It was they who had built this place, long before. Even after the humans had come. Interesting. Perhaps the war was with other humans. Perhaps it was with something else, something that killed both the humans and elves that were here. It is not clear. So you were once a mage. You see images again of the elf in silver armor, one who is mage and warrior both. The name for the order he belonged to translates in your mind to Arcane Warrior. What is an Arcane Warrior exactly? The presence can remember little. You see images of an order of elven mages who channel their spells into their strength, fighting as arcane warriors to defend their charges. The presence would give you what knowledge remains within it of how to become an arcane warrior. You are no mage yourself, but you could teach us knowledge to those who are. This is all the presence has left to offer any longer, the last of its memories. In return, the presence asks only one thing from you: oblivion. It makes sense if you've been in a gem like whoever knows how long. How would I give you the release you seek? The images that come are faint and uncertain. You see a stone altar and the life gem placed upon the altar. The life gem then vibrates and explodes, destroying the presence within forever. The yearning that follows this image is keen and almost hopeless. So you could teach me to become an arcane warrior. The images that the presence sends are desperate. It will give you what memories it has. Whoever follows the arcane warrior's path will be the last of its order. I will try to help you, yes. The images become tinged with desperation. The presence cannot remember where the altar is, but it knows the life gem must be placed on it. I wish that I was able to ask about how did he got into the gem and all that, but I didn't recall that this would happen like that, then immediately go into this. But I guess it's in the end okay, even if I don't manage to ask all the questions. Approach the stone altar with the gem. As the life gem nears the altar, the presence becomes overcome with emotion. Could its endless nightmare finally be over? The images that are sent to your mind depict a clear question. Do you still wish to learn the skills of the arcane warrior? The presence is ready to teach you now. Yes, give me your memories. The memories flood into your mind. They are hazy and incomplete, but enough for any mage to gather a few of the talents that the arcane warrior once possessed. Now the presence asks that you keep your promise. Release it from its eternal prison. But yeah, that would seem so wrong. Sorry, you might be useful later. Toss the artifact aside. It's just so cruel. Place the artifact on the stone altar. The last images from the presence are ones of joy. Oblivion will be a welcome relief. Specialization unlocked, Arcane Warrior. But yeah, I wish that I had managed to ask that a little bit more, but it's fine. At the end of the day, it's fine, even if I didn't manage to ask the question about how did he end up being in the gem. I did ask at least a lot of questions, what happened in here and all that. I just been silly and asking the wrong questions in the wrong order to be able to ask everything. But, oh well. Because, like with the oak tree, I wanted to ask all the other things, like, in some cases, after all, you have a situation where you can say that, okay, I'll do that, but I want to still ask you other questions before doing this thing. And I was thinking and hoping that would have been the case, and here I just happened to then, because I didn't remember first that it was about the Arcane Warrior, so then I already went and asked about it, and then I couldn't back away from it anymore, sadly. Sad but true. But hey, not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. I hope there's no more spiders. I hate spiders. I don't know why. Well, it's because of the webs. Webs are like anything that paralyzes you is quite annoying. Especially when there's a lot of it. A lot of those that will just paralyze, paralyze, just paralyze and paralyze and paralyze.
Why does natural always smell so awful?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why do they have to smell so god darn awful? Easy peasy, just a few little shambling skeletons. Just has a pretty face. Very pretty face. And more of them. Yes, Sir Whisk may not be and cannot be defeated. Never ever. Broken crate. Still a deep mushroom. A chest. A Dalish armor. After the Prickly Forest, I definitely have to go around and see if there's any other important things that I still should be taken care of. For a certainty, I'd say. Let's go. Should I go here first or should I go into the big chamber? I think the big chamber is maybe the correct way. I don't know. Well, we'll check here. Yeah. This looks like this is just one little chamber here, so shouldn't be the right way. Wow, I actually have the full inventory again. My god. How? Why? Why does this always have to happen to me? We have gotten a lot of stuff, this is true. I kind of feel that I should be giving that to Morrigan. Should have sold stuff when I visited back into the Dalish camp, but sure. You can use it. Wow, 1 point. Well, let's give you willpower. Why not?
Huh.
Then I can actually take that. Let's see. So the traps I have is acidic grease, acidic trap. That's the coating thing that I don't have at the moment. We have the freeze traps already here. We have that. I could probably check if I could make some more traps, because I definitely have a lot that I could be using. So I might as well check about that. Like lots of materials, maybe. That's an overpowering lure. Can't actually do a lot of things because I'm missing the trap triggers. That's a shame. Oh well, can't be helped. Way too many deadroot extracts. I should buy new poison receipts if I'm supposed to do some poisons too. Glass pylanctory. Now that's a different type of glass pylanctory. There is no obvious order to this jumble of miscellanea, but one item stands out: the small glass pylanctory. The area is unnaturally cold. Dark shapes swirl around a slip of paper within the vial. Take the vial. The glass fractures at your touch. It sure does. Sure does. Morrigan, run. I wish you wouldn't be looking into me.
Direct me. I am ready.
You're going to pull. I know that can't be helped though right now. I'll try to move with you when I can. Okay, that should be better. You can heal yourself first.
Very well.
Do that. You could also do the marking quickly, because why not? You could make it more vulnerable to all sort of things. Just do all of the annoyances to it. It's even paralyzed now, which is pretty cool.
Nice try.
Sure, do that too, if possible.
Too easy.
Too fast for you.
It's going down pretty easily. But yeah, at this point Revenant is a lot easier than it was before. And we did a nice kill too.
Easy.
Poke. There it goes. Another Revenant dead with a scrap of paper. If only I remembered which ones I had read from these, because there's so many of them, but... First Corpse Walker, second Corpse Walker, third, fourth... And there is at least a sixth. Rage for Eternity, Rage for Eternity, Nethamel Bigal. Kelvil sought Revenant and Perversation of an only son. Nethamus Bigal, Revenant and Perversation of a fine daughter. On the other hand, Arcus Masad, Revenant and the Perversion of a treasured mother. Quemela Kagat, Revenant and Perversion of an honored father. You deny our death their rest, and so you also will be hounded. Let me strength of our union, may our strength of our union bind you to by your true name. Though no spirit gauge will undo what was suffered, untrust the hold you demon and bind your rage for eternity. And then united, Anton Witter, Revenant and Pervasion of a friend not met. But there is one missing, because it's 6 at least, and this is the 6th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. So one more is definitely missing. Wherever that may be, I do not recall. I may have missed it somewhere, even though I would hope I haven't, but uncertain at this point. I hope I haven't, but I do not know. That's not the right way. It's this way. Silly me. Okay, ready, set, go.
The shadows will be.
Okay, you guys come a little bit forward. You can at least, sure, just put it into a force field, because why not? Doesn't need to do a darn thing, and you guys can remain there for the moment I'm being.
Really? I must try something else. Now we get our hands dirty.
What the? I was supposed to get all of the traps already from that spot. I guess I didn't get one of them. Even though I had been trying to get them all. Well, we can all go back for a moment then. Yeah, I thought that I got them all, but I guess I didn't. And then suddenly I detected more traps. Which really isn't fun. I do need some healing. How would they see me? Because they definitely shouldn't be seeing me, that's for sure. You come here, we need you here. You go there. You come and kill this too.
And order.
No. Go kill. Yeah, I guess this one pressure plate that I didn't then take care of, even though I took care of otherwise them all. More traps detected somewhere or another. Yeah, there's another one. Lots more detected all over the place. Okay, let's just get rid of all the traps we can. Just don't feel happy to go there while this situation is as it is.
So simple to see, really.
And even more traps. How are you blocked?
I see.
You could heal me quickly a little bit. And I'll go forward just a little bit with you and a little
Off I
bit with
go.
you. But I don't wanna yet get them too aggro, but I guess they did already aggro anyways a little bit, so can't exactly be helped too much.
She'll do it.
Fine, just go there then.
Right.
Time to play.
How did I miss those all attacks? Amazing.
I'm out.
Amazing skill that I'm presenting here. Extremely.
If you insist.
This part takes forever.
Hit it. Oh my goodness. You also dropped me something. So did some of these guys. At least I can take care of the rest of the traps then easier. When there's no more enemies that won't be slowing me around. Oh yeah, Morrigan did gain the level up, so might as well improve the willpower a little bit more. I probably should take the shapeshifting at some point, but I really haven't been taking it, have I? Let's take the Waking Nightmare, I guess. Or should I take these? Let's take the Waking Nightmare first, I guess. So, hostile targets are trapped in a Waking Nightmare unless they pass a mental resistance check. They are randomly stunned, attack other enemies, or become the caster's ally for the duration of the effect. Enemies that are already asleep cannot resist. So, sleep first and then, for example, do that. Sounds also, again, very good. Ah, my goodness, you have to have so many skills. Let's just move this a little bit. So I can keep some sort of order in here with all of these things. And can find easier the things that I want. Those are all the really cool spells. Then there's the sleep. Sleep maybe should be before then, and then all of these things. Maybe the other way around. So they are a little bit separate. Disorientate is of course a little bit different from that, but I guess that's fine. Okay. It is a shame that you can't have a smaller quick bar for some people and bigger just for a mage. Although, just the fact that you can have all the spells available there easily is already a pretty big boon, because that's not the case in a lot of games for a certainty. Definitely a big no on that.
All right.
Let's just, I guess, destroy this one. My goodness, there's just so many like separate, different mages and all, maces and all that, which is the main issue. If there were more of the same type, we would have no problems of gathering all of this loot. But because they are all, that really looks like you would have already stepped on it, to be honest. But
Yes.
I'm grateful you didn't. Adventure Journal. This book has a particular mustiness that derives not from old paper, but from a decomposing corpse. Okay. Unbound, and a new codex entry as well. I do remember a little bit of this Unbound, but every town ever since. Okay, I'll just read it because I don't remember all of this anyways, even though I'm certain I've read some of it. But Unbound, the writers follow after every town ever since my lucky break deciphering the story. I see it now, how they take the locals closest to me, preventing rest or kinship. I thought this is a road of glory, but I am docked at every step by his talents. Gaxgang, curse his name, and the day I heard of it. Unnamed long dead adventure. You asked, so I'm telling. Don't go. The stories talk about riches, but never the names, never where they supposedly spent their wealth. This one I definitely read. I heard the same tales as a lad in Denerim, felt the same pull, but it's a lie, son. They may paint a trail, but once you're on it, does it lead to the beast or back to you? Unsigned letter, father to son. And then 3 withered parchments with 3 versions of the same incomplete story excerpt. And when his kingdom fell, so disappeared the stolen riches of an age. The beast, the unbound, dormant until one of the true spirits claims his throne. So must hunt the hero of his people, the principled who would search for an ancient evil. This is how they can make a real difference, scribbled in the corner in a shake hand. 3 pages, 3 ages, same story updated. Same as the tavern song, but older. Signature torn on purpose, but compare and get Wilhelm Madon. All from him? How? As in Wilhelm Madon has made all of those books, stories of this. Just a question, where was this Dynasty Unbound in the Denerim? Something is working behind the scenes in Ferelden. The notes you have acquired from dead or terrified adventurers point to an ancient evil, or at least an ancient man telling stories of ancient evil. You have cause to speak with Wilhelm Madon, who lives somewhere in Denerim. So I would need to find him. I do not recall at all where in there he is, but I have to try to find him. That's all there is to it. Well, it's annoying I can't make this because I'm missing those trap triggers. It'd be lovely I could. And of course I guess I should use these elf roots. I had 22 extra, so sure.
Command me.
That would make sense to make some more of those health bottles of different kind. Don't need more of that. A potent one. Guys, both of the concentration agents, why not? Takes one of those problems then away, so to speak. Okay. Can we have 1 stack less of these elf fruits? It's annoying why they don't stack. Like, there's no sense why we can't use these elf fruits first. Why do we have to use from the stack which has 70? It doesn't make any sense. No sense at all. That would be overall 92, but they can't stack. For what reason? No one can tell. It's very annoying. At least I can pick one more item up, but like that's almost nothing. I'm just gonna have the same problem again and again and again. Might as well then equip some of this, I guess, into here at least. We can put 1 bow into here and then just make sure not to actually be using the goddarn bow. And I don't have anything in here, so sure, let's equip something. A Daramizu. Or should I equip Duncan's sword? Sure, and then Darami-san. That will at least give me a little bit more space. You already have stuff there anyway, so no point giving you anything else, and you have that, so no one else can't carry anything extra. Well, I will have a problem ahead of me again. At least this area is almost explored to the end, I'd say, but I think I will have some more problems with the loot, carrying it about and around, as sad as it is. Well, at least this area is explored, so we can head forth. Some more.
And I'm off.
That's probably the door I really have to use to be able to get to where the Fairfools are. That's my expectation anyways. This is at least the easy way would have been into here if the way wouldn't have been blocked. But it is. Well, at least there's a save. More undead. What a surprising situation that we can find more undeads.
Let's finish this.
Okay, do a little bit of a... I doubt that they could be put to sleep when they are undead, so I won't be worrying about that. There, of course, you were supposed to do that. I anyways didn't mean you to be exactly moving. You can do the taunt.
Very well.
And move away. So that they can know how to leave you in peace. There we go. They're dead. At least only a little bit of coins, which is something that we can actually easily carry for a change. That's an interesting looking staff that this statue is carrying. Even more weapons. Lots of bones and books in here. That actually looks almost like a... I wonder what that skull is supposed to be, but that looks almost like a dwarf-sized someone. So it's kind of interesting to then see next to it a skull and stuff. That's actually a pretty skull. Yes, with a brain. Yes. I don't know what the heck that's supposed to be. That's at least like a frog put into that. Usually don't look this closely into this, so fun to do so sometimes. To be continued with Kid Arusha next time in Dragon Age.